Hi guys, it's Amy from Nail Polish Baby 90 and welcome to today's video. Today I'm here with a collaboration and a kind of a video that we've done for the last, oh my goodness, 5 years now I want to say. So I'm collaborating today with my good friend Amanda from Amanda Alexander. It is Amanda on Instagram and her information will of course be linked down below, and we are doing our Pantone picks for 2021. Like I say, I want to think I've done this maybe this might be my 5th year maybe. So if you don't know, every year Pantone comes out with colours that they think are going to be very on trend for the new year. One year we definitely had a double where it was two colours picked, and then it's then been singles ever since then. But I'll put it up on the screen, but we are here with 2 colours again for 2021. So we have the yellow portion, which is going to be called Illuminating, and they have then matched that with a grey called Ultimate Grey. So I've picked out 7. She says 7 polishes for Illuminating and 7 polishes for Ultimate Grey. I'm going to go through my picks from my collection that match best to the Pantone colours of the year 2021. Like I say, we're going to start with yellows. When I look at Illuminating, what I kind of think is like a bright pastel. So I definitely had some in my collection that were way too bright and some that were way too pastel, more of like a whiter, creamier type formula. So it was kind of like in that fine line is where I've gone. Like I say, I have found 7. The majority of my yellows are mainstreams, but I do have more indies with the greys. So we'll start off with, should we just grab? Well, we'll start with these 2. I have 2 from Essie, which are very similar. Does one need these 2? Probably not, but I just think that they're absolutely beautiful. They are, I don't know, there's a couple of drops difference in there. Hey There is the slightly darker one of the 2, very, very slightly. I do actually really like this tone of yellow. When you start to get into yellows that are this, a little bit darker, you tend to find the formulas improve a little bit and you tend to get easier applications. Very, very milky pale yellows are sometimes very hard to work with, and it's quite hard to get a good yellow formula. But like I say, Hey There was one that was released in an autumn collection, maybe 2019, so I picked this up. There's also a bit of a rule for me and a few other people out there that if Essie do a yellow, you should get it. Because at one point Essie did no yellows, but now I feel like Essie has so many yellows, I've kind of thrown that out the window. But I do have 4 or 5 Essie yellows, I think. So like I said, that first one there was Hey There, and I think that was 2019 autumn collection. Very, very slightly lighter, we have Summer Soul-stice. This was a limited edition European yellow, so slightly harder to find. It was all Scandinavia, the Netherlands, it was somewhere like that. They had their own collection, which is amazing that Essie does these collections that are just limited edition to each individual country. But being in Europe, well at the time, I was able to snag this one. Like I said, just a little bit paler, and Summer and Hey There out of the 2 is easier to find and has the better formula, but definitely also fitting in with this illuminating theme for Pantone. So that one there was Summer Soul-stice by Essie. Who am I talking about? I think that should be relatively easy for UK people is going to be one from Barry M, and this one is called Lemon Sorbet. Again, we're all probably, in reason, for the purpose of this video, these are all very similar because we're trying to find the best fitting, but just like I say, a bright pastel with a pretty good formula. So just something that in the UK you'll be able to find Barry M very easily. I believe in the US you can get them online, but again quite easy and attainable for anyone that wants to try and find something to fit this theme. Those first 2 yellows from Essie, I'm not sure how easy they will be to find, but this one definitely will be quite good. So that one there was Lemon Sorbet by Barry M. Mentioning the word lemon sorbet immediately made me think of course, lemon fizz. This is an iconic China glaze throughout the years. I still wonder nowadays that when new people come into nail polish, say if you're starting collecting nail polish in 2021, whether you wouldn't probably realise or wouldn't maybe be aware of these kind of icons. I guess that we have more iconic polishes of recent years, but for me getting into nail polish, oh my goodness, now I don't even know, are we getting like 8-9 years ago, this was one of the icons that you must have in your collection. Again, it's just a pale milky yellow, and out of these, this might not be too bad to find, but I think that there are better formula yellows out there. This is with the older China Glaze brush. China Glaze did change their brush slightly in more modern times, although it's still not the widest brush out there, but it's just a true icon, and when you you see this colour, you do think of Lemon Fizz, and that one was China Glaze. We then have B by Zoya, and this is kind of like their honey yellow, honeybee type shade. I did have some other Zoya yellows, but they were all a bit too dark. This is the lightest one that I own, and I think that they've done, I have like Pippa and some of the other ones, but they're just too dark for this colour. B came out more recently because it's been since I've been working with Zoya, which has been about 3 years now, so it is quite recent compared to some of the other ones I've shown you. Plus Zoya does keep quite a lot of the shades available for quite a long time, so again, if you do want one that you can pick up right now, this one should be okay for you to find. So that was my only Zoya yellow for this one, and that was B. And the last mainstream for yellow was called Meter Boy Cute as Can Be, and this is from the Grease collection, OPI, did I say that? Grease collection that came out, Grease the movie. Again, I had some lighter yellows and darker yellows, but this was the only one that kind of fit in that middle category. Again, with this Lemon Fizz, this is not the best formula. If you're looking at the mainstream best formula, I'm probably going to say it's going to be Barry M and Hey There are probably the best two. The Zoya's not too bad. That's probably in the middle, and then we have these three on the end there. But yeah, like I said, I don't know how easy this is to find. I have the whole collection from this, and that's why I have this one. I don't know if I would have gone out and like sort it out unless I was getting the whole collection. That one is Meta Boy Cute as Can Be, or Meter Boy Cute as Can Be, OPI. The only indie that kind of fit this was a 9-0, and this one is called P-Hat. P-Hat is a yellow based acrylic, and then there are blue and red glitters in here. I obviously didn't pick up anything. I went through all my drawers, and again I had a lot of neons, but nothing really in the lighter range from indies, so it could be again because yellow is quite a hard colour to make. Not as many indies have made this type of shade, and I had the 901 because again I work with the brand, so I am lucky that I do have a lot of 90s. So that one there was P-Hat by 90 Lacquer, and that was my only contribution from the indie world for yellow. So we move on to Ultimate Grey for the 7 grey polishes. This I found a little harder. I'm not a huge grey fan, so I don't have a ton in my collection. I have 3 mainstreams and then 4 indies to talk about. So we'll go through them. There's one, we'll start with the one that's like the least fitting. This one is called Fern from Zoya. This has a greenish shimmer to it, and it's the darkest out of the greys that I've kind of chosen for you, and it's the most greeny grey out of them. Zoya has brought out with other greys since I've been working with them, but I've destashed them because they're just, like I say, grey is just not really my colour. I don't really feel I would ever be like, grey nails. If I was going to wear grey nails, I would probably wear grey in an indie version where there's some shimmer or some glitter going into it. I don't really feel grey cream is me. But like I say, the first one is Fern. This is a nice opaque colour. It's a little bit of a greeny grey and the green shimmer, but yeah, that was the best one that I could find from Zoya that I had to match. So that one, the first one there was Fern. We then have 2 from China Glaze. Again, very similar. There's a slight difference between them, but not a great amount. The first one is Pelican Grey. This was in their core line for a really long time, and I picked it up. They used to do, if you can remember these, leave me a comment. They used to do like ombre sets. They would put 4 polishes that you could ombre with in a set, and it would be discounted. So this one had like a white, a light grey, a middle grey, like a black maybe. And I picked this up in that ombre set. Otherwise it possibly again wouldn't have been something that I would have grabbed. But just seeing that and thinking about that story just makes me so nostalgic. But that one was Pelican Grey by China Glaze. And the other one that we have is called Pleather Weather. Now the reason why I pulled both of these out, because although they are similar in tones, Pleather Weather is quite a recent release, and it dries to a gummy, satiny finish. It's very, very unusual and not a finish that they tend to do a lot, but I really like the uniqueness of that finish. Saying that, I might have top coat on the version of my swatch photo because I'm just not a satin type finish or matte type finish. I just like everything glossy and shiny, but this definitely doesn't dry glossy and shiny. Even the photo shows that it is. It's just me putting a top coat on it. So the other one there from China Glaze was Pleather Weather. And like I say, we then have 4 indies. Oh, I'm getting a numb bum. Let me try and get a bit straight. There we go. So we have 4 indies. The first one is from Glam Polish, and this one is called Riddikulus. Now when I saw the colour and before I even opened the drawers, I knew that I had a grey from Glam Polish, and it has kind of a red but then also a green unicorn pea type shimmer to it, which just makes it, takes it away from being a flat grey. This came out in one of the Harry Potter Spells collections, and that was Glam Polished Riddikulus. An older KB shimmer we have is called Smoke Signal, and this is the grey, but then we have coral, red, grey and a bright blue glitter in it, and I really like the juxta of the kind of cyan blue with the coral in the grey. I really liked all of those colours kind of rolled in together, and that's why I grabbed this one. Contrasting colours, as you may know, are my thing. Smoke Signal by KBShimmer. Not surprisingly, we have one from 90 Lacquer, and this one is Static. So we have the grey base, and then we have itty bitty glitters which are kind of like square in shape, and they are white and black. And it's meant to kind of look like static on the television. Something different, and again, I love the, is it monochromatic, is that the word that I want to use? Where we have the white, the grey and the black all in one polish. Big fan of this one. It was originally a Halloween release, so I don't think it's still available at the moment, but that was Static by 90 Lacquer. I did have a few light grey holographics, but the deepest grey, I had some that were like more charcoal, and I had one from 90 that was more like a pale grey, but slap in the middle is one by Pampered Polishes, and this is called Buckbeak. I actually worked on this collection with Timberland, and it came out last year, and it's just, like I say, this soft mid-tone ultimate grey holographic, and there's also some flakies in there as well, but grey hollow seemed to be something that I had a few tones of, but this one fit in the middle the best, if that makes sense. So Buckbeak by Pampered Polishes, not sure if it's still available, but all indies will be down there for you. Those are my picks for Pantone colours, not colour, colours of the year 2021, which was Illuminating and Ultimate Grey. Like I say, Amanda's going to put up her picks, so I will link her channel nice and high right at the top of the description box so you can click and watch hers. I know we were discussing this, and I feel like she's also going to have, I think she's going to have a lot of yellows knowing Amanda, but I will watch obviously with you guys, and we will see what she has as well. Let me know what some of your picks were for this range. Do you like this colour combo? I really do, and you know what? My living room is yellow and grey. It was like that when we bought this house 2 years ago, one feature wall of yellow and then the light grey, and we just kind of kept it and really digged it. So when I saw this, I was like, my living room's that colour, so obviously complements and works well for quite a lot of people. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you soon. Bye.